Welcome back. In this lesson, I'm going to walk you through one of the key components of AWS networking, the Internet Gateway, or IGW for short. If you want your AWS resources to communicate with the Internet, an Internet Gateway is essential. It acts as the front door to your VPC, enabling Internet access for your resources in public subnets. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand how Internet Gateways work, when to use them, and their key features. Let's dive in. What is an Internet Gateway? An Internet Gateway is a horizontally scaled, highly available AWS networking component that connects a VPC, virtual private cloud, to the Internet. Think of your VPC as a secure building, and the Internet Gateway is the main entrance. Without it, resources inside the VPC have no way to reach the outside world, and external users can't access anything inside. Here's how it works. The Internet Gateway is attached to a VPC to enable internet communication. The route table is updated to send traffic destined for the Internet to the Internet Gateway. Resources in a public subnet can now send and receive traffic over the Internet, but only if they have a public IP address or an elastic IP address. If a resource only has a private IP address, it cannot access the Internet directly through an Internet Gateway. This is where NAT gateways come in, but we'll cover that in a later lesson. Key features of an Internet Gateway. Now that you know what an Internet Gateway does, let's go over some of its key characteristics. High availability. AWS automatically scales Internet Gateways to handle varying levels of traffic, so there's no need to worry about failover or redundancy. No additional cost. Using an Internet Gateway is free. However, you will still incur data transfer charges when sending or receiving traffic over the Internet. Supports both IPv4 and IPv6. Internet Gateways allow communication over both IPv4 and IPv6, making them useful for modern applications that require IPv6 connectivity. Two-way communication. Unlike some networking components that only handle outbound traffic, an Internet Gateway enables both inbound and outbound communication. When should you use an Internet Gateway? An Internet Gateway is needed whenever resources in your VPC require direct access to the Internet. Let's go through some common use cases. Hosting a public website. If you're running a web server on an EC2 instance, the instance needs a way to send and receive traffic from users on the Internet. Placing the instance in a public subnet and routing traffic through an Internet Gateway allows this to happen. Accessing external APIs. If your applications need to fetch data from an external service, such as an API hosted outside AWS, an Internet Gateway allows outbound requests. Downloading software updates. EC2 instances often need to download patches, updates, and software packages from the Internet. If these instances are in a public subnet, they can use the Internet Gateway to reach update servers. However, not all resources should be placed in a public subnet. Databases, application servers, and backend resources typically do not need direct Internet access. Instead, they use a private subnet for security. But what if those private resources need to access the Internet outbound for things like downloading updates? That's where a NAT gateway comes in, which we'll cover in the next lesson. Recap and what's next. Let's summarize what we covered. An Internet Gateway is a highly available component that enables internet communication for resources in a public subnet. It is free to use, but data transfer charges still apply. It supports both inbound and outbound traffic, making it ideal for web servers, APIs, and resources that need public access. Only resources with a public IP or elastic IP can use an Internet Gateway. Private IPs cannot. In the next lesson, we'll explore NAT gateways, which allow resources in a private subnet to access the Internet securely without exposing them to inbound traffic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.